All right, what's up everybody? So we are here this morning. I'm with a client and I wanted to continue my video that we've done previously about squatting in the woods. I haven't had a time to get to do a video and edit it, mostly just because we've been so busy. So I got Nissa here, one of my clients, and what we're gonna do is she's currently finishing up right here with the wall squats. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about with the squatting in the woods, with that video, the first thing I was going to say is if you guys go to my YouTube and you go to my mobility playlist, you will see a video where I've done 4 exercises against the wall. So she's finishing up here. Those are the first 4 you're going to want to do every single day, probably twice a day. Try to get each position up to 2 minutes if you can, but I mean, it's just starting wherever you're at and how much time you have, and then also just making sure you're breathing. All right, so Nissa, let's go ahead and get out of that. And what we're going to do is part of the squatting, part 2 of this, with the squatting in the woods, is I wanted to show you guys, in the last video we were talking about learning how to squat in the woods and being in that position. So I wanted to give you guys stretches on how to maximize that. So again, first would be using the wall and doing that and getting those 4 done. And then the second one is going to be this guy here, and I don't have a name for him. But what we're going to do is we're going to get into a squat position. She's going to stick her feet out. I'm going to walk you guys through this here. So what she's going to do here, and some of you may have seen this, so she's going to get on all 4s here. Now here's the key thing. So the first thing is she's going to get in this position here, and you notice she's got her feet out. And then what she's going to do is she's going to slowly start driving her hips backwards. And as she drives her hips backwards, she'll get to that point where she feels like she can't go anymore. She'll just hold it for about a second or 2, and then she'll come all the way back forward and release it. So each time, and then she's going to try to keep that head up as high as she can. You're going to have the tendency to kind of want to look below, and then really try to arc your back out as you go backwards, and that's what she's trying to learn. And you can see where her butt wants to tuck in a lot, and that's just because of sitting. Okay, so when we're sitting all day, and as she does this more, her butt is going to get to where it really starts sticking out. So the key thing with this stretch is it's going to help her really stretch this lower back. And as you can see, we've got her feet out. So the reason I've got her feet out is because, again, she's sitting all day, and then this is going to help her stretch that inside line of her feet. Okay, so we're getting a lot of this stuff that's a little bit harder. So you can see it's tough for her. And this is what I always say to clients is when a position is tough for you, it's not the position, it's you. So she's going to continue to work on. Look at that. Just even after getting a little bit of her nervous system going, she's already getting that butt. See, sometimes it's early today. It's about 7. So sometimes that brain's got to wake up. And so at first that butt wasn't wanting to go back because, again, she's been sitting all week, and so she's got that butt coming in. Look at that, much better. Okay, so we'll do this for about 1 to 2 minutes normally, and that looks great. All right, Nissa, so now she's going to move on to the pigeon. Okay, and so the pigeon, so again, with the squats, you guys, because we're sitting so much, it's the same thing. We got to keep hitting these inside-outside lines and stop doing, like, I guess my thing is I want to show you guys some things that are a little bit different, because I know that for the most part people are doing a lot of the same things. And then 2, talking about why they're different, because sometimes you don't do an exercise because you don't really truly understand the importance. So with this one, with this pigeon, it's, you might think, well, okay, I've done the pigeon before, but why is it so important? So again, when she puts that leg up there, now it's going to help us activate that outside line of her leg, which is, again, in other videos we've talked about, if you didn't know, that outside line of the leg, that fascial line, is the one that is basically getting severely tight when we're sitting. And it's also what we find, like right here, they find that this spot on the body generally is the tightest of all the fascia. So she's working her way up, and see, I taught her to stretch and flex. So what she's trying to do to maximize her stretching is she's flexing through her stretch. That's actually what breaks up fascia tissue the most, is to stretch and flex. So she'll want to do both sides of this. We're just going to show one here real quick. So she'll do both sides. So again, don't think of it so much as pigeon and yoga. Think of it, okay, we got to get away from these words because these are just angles and degrees. You're putting your body in a position and creating different angles, and that this angle is designed to help you get the front of that leg. As she's got this leg back here, it's going to really help her drive. Like as she flexes, her goal is to flex through that toe a little bit and kind of press that leg into the ground. And it's just an extension, it's not too much, but that's going to help her train that front line. And the same thing, she's really getting in that front leg and helping her pull that knee to herself. Okay, and it's going to get all that outside line. So don't think of this so much as a hip stretch and stuff, but think of it as outside body line stretch. All right, lunge stretch to hit the psoas. So again, if you want this stretch being that beneficial for you, maybe because you're like, oh, it's just a simple lunge stretch, but lunges are so very important for the body. because it's just simple basics getting up and off the ground. So same thing, this would be the last movement you want to hit. And this is what we're trying to hit here is obviously she's going to get some stretch in her legs and stuff, but what we want to really get is when she pulls her arms up, it's going to help stretch that psoas, and it gets really tight. It can make your soul very, it can affect your soul, as they say. And it's a lot, it's because it can really drive you emotionally to feel irritable and things like that. This is why sitting can be so detrimental, because the certain muscles that it does affect do kind of cause a lot of emotional stress on the body, and then makes it harder for you to make the right decisions. And then too, because you don't really understand sometimes the benefit of some of these exercises, we think we're just doing a regular lunge stretch, or we just call it yoga or whatever. So great stuff. So remember, when it comes to squatting, like we talked about, we want to focus on what our body's designed to do. You were designed not to go to the bathroom on a toilet. I know that this is a little weird conversation, but you were designed to go to the bathroom out in the woods. And I'm not saying that we're all going to start going to the bathroom out in the woods. What I'm saying though is you should have the mechanic to be able to squat. And that's why the squat mechanic is important, because naturally that's something you should be doing. Okay, and I truly believe in the future we'll readjust toilets so that we can squat properly. So what we did, so what you can do is you can go back to that last video if you want on my YouTube and see the squat in the woods and what I was talking about overall with that. And then, like I said, you can see some of the mobility videos, and then add these 3 exercises. This is all just what textures and things that you're doing with your body, because the bottom line is this: if you haven't been doing a movement for your body, it's going to benefit you most likely, especially if it's most movements are going to be beneficial. All right, so use those movements, comment below. And again, we're going to add more to the squat in the woods, because it's not just these 3 movements, but again, we just want to chunk a little bit at a time and different things that you can try. And again, obviously, if you're still having trouble, you can sign up on the mobile app at selfheldfitness.com. All right, guys, so make sure you subscribe. You can go to the website and have links for the Facebook and the Instagram, so make sure you guys are subscribed to all of that so you can stay up to date. I think we're about 55 days out from the first seminar, and I'm really excited to help you guys. So let me know what you guys need from me, ask questions, and I'd be more than happy to help you. All right, so let's learn to live for longevity. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.